Hello everyone, before we begin the video, as per usual, I forget to say it in the actual video, so I'm going to say it at the end of the video. Please make sure to follow my Zakizu Twitter account to see OMI updates, because I do post about VeVe, OMI, and ECOMI on a daily basis, quite often, honestly. But with that being said, enjoy the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach, and today we're looking at the OMI price, we're looking at ECOMI stuff, and we're looking at VeVe stuff as per usual. Of course, right now the price is 0.003545. We've got quite a large range, honestly, on the low and the high right now, with a low of 0.002777 and a high of 0.005, essentially over a 24-hour period. Of course, OMI definitely hasn't had the same fate as other coins have had today, but obviously it wouldn't do because of whatever, right? Anyway, moving swiftly past the intro, I want to look at a snippet of what we've already spoken about regarding Pokemon, but I want to go over a few more information that I found regarding revenue. I also want to look at some Crypto Crayon stuff regarding Pokemon. So let's get into it. This is a chat between David Yu, who of course is a very important person with a VeVe, as in the VeVe founder, and of course then we have Crypto Banter Group as well, and Crypto Banter asks David a very interesting question.
Okay, now the community are here, and in the chat they're saying ask about Pokemon. This is your chance to ask about Pokemon. What am I supposed to ask about Pokemon? Like, everyone here is saying ask about Pokemon. Is Pokemon coming?
We do have a library of contents that is going to fill our basically this whole entire year. We are talking to many other license, including all the animation house, gaming house, especially the last fortnight, the amount of attention we got, and recently we've been a lot of press. So I can't speculate who's coming on. We do have very strict NDA. I love Pokemon. I started selling Pokemon in 1998 when they first become trading card. Brought it down to New Zealand as the first distributor for Pokemon cards. And I think a lot of speculation is because we also have a quite legendary advisor, and also, one of my close friend, Al Khan, who's been involved with Pokemon for.
Okay, so Al Khan is a name to remember. I think those of you who are already watching this video might probably know who he is already, but
many years of his career. So I think a lot of speculation is around the amount of people that we have working in Pokemon, and I love Pokemon. I think a year and a half ago, I sent my Pokemon card to space, so it came back down.
Okay, sorry. If you're looking at why I'm looking around the room, it's because there's a moth flying around me. 1 second. Okay, the moth is out of the room.
I love it. And, we will work hard to get Pokemon on board, and we'll see.
Alrighty. Dave, thank you.
Okay, so we have a lot to look at regarding Pokemon. For one, essentially, Crypto Crayons here speaks about what we see regarding Alfred Kahn, which is exactly who we heard about from David Yu. Let's have a look at this video real quick.
And up till a couple of weeks ago, our pricing had been a little bit random, but we have just recently, with the help of honestly, one of the coolest guys on the planet, a guy called Jeremy Padua, who's come in. He used to own a huge toy company and really knows a lot about how to deliver, collectible models.
And this is who he's talking about, Jeremy Padua. Jeremy Padua was former president and partner of Wicked Cool Toys. This is May 8th, 2017. The Pokemon Company International names Wicked Cool Toys as master toy licensee and current partner at Jazzwares. Former president at Wicked Cool Toys, because Wicked Cool Toys went underneath the umbrella of Jazzwares. These guys are merging to create something colossal.
So now we have Pokemon, Roblox, Fortnite, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a juggernaut.
Wicked Cool Toys will have the rights to manufacture and market action figures, play sets, plush, role-play items, and other toys based on the hit Pokemon animated series in worldwide market.
Go and get this other collector that already has access to the Pokemon IP. So you have Toy Tokyo, you have David Yu, and his history at Games R Us and GRU Distributions and their relationships to Pokemon and their relationships with Alfred Kahn in relation to IPs and branding and licensing.
Of course, Crypto Crayons was mainly talking about Jeremy Padua, who is, of course, a very important figure, especially within the toys industry. Now, Alfred Kahn himself, an executive from 1991 to 2011, he was chairman and CEO of 4Kids Entertainment, a huge company as the global provider of children's entertainment and merchandise licensing. 4Kids eventually became the largest trading entity in NA in the 90s due to its success of licensing Japanese anime series Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Among many others, including American series like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kahn has also been the executive producer for numerous other 4Kids properties, including G.I. Joe Sigma 6 and Cubics. But Crypto Crayons hasn't stopped here. We have a look at this. Pokemon is already here, must watch. Pokemon VeVe.
I'm breaking down David Yu's history before starting ECOMI.
So David Yu, of course, is the founder of ECOMI and VeVe.
Years in the industry, David has cemented some incredible relationships with international brands and intellectual properties. Now that's what we're talking
about. Of course, IPs are what we essentially have as far as licenses are concerned, right?
And bring to like which intellectual properties, IPs can now ECOMI's head of licensing. David was the first person to bring some of the world's biggest licenses to New Zealand and Australia, including Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! If you really look into what this says, it's basically saying that before ECOMI, Alfred Kahn and David Yu were already working together.
Again, looking at this is exactly what Alfred Kahn was working on, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu was able to bring Pokemon cards into New Zealand and Australia only because he got the green light from Alfred Kahn. Only because he was able to get the licensing for Pokemon from Alfred Kahn. Now,
so you can imagine if David Yu was able to bring it over in the essentially toy collectibles, why wouldn't he be able to, especially when Alfred Kahn is so excited already, he's shown he's excited about VeVe through LinkedIn to be very clear. It's unlikely that he's not going to take advantage of VeVe, the AR, the new essentially digital world that ECOMI is building.
Now, let's continue. The more stronger the IP of the brand, the more valuable the surrounding products. But let's look at the bottom here. It says intellectual properties distributed by GRU Distribution, Games R Us, which is David Yu's company, Games R Us.
And we still aren't done there, because if we have a look at what they have posted very recently, 13 May, only 6 days ago, why ECOMI ecosystem and value proposition. This was posted back in 2019, literally 2 years ago.
You can see.
I also want to say that what they've done here is really cool. Just big ups to you, Crypto Crayons. If you're watching this is awesome.
ECOMI, on the count of 3 say, ECOMI to the moon.
Okay, let's go. Now, ECOMI Collect app also allows you to augment the appearance and actions of your collectibles, using them in future gaming scenarios and experiences, and will feature characteristics across a number of categories that you know and love, including film and TV, gaming,
and we have already seen this, right? With film and TV, we already have Warner Bros., Viacom, CBS, Universal. It's very likely that we have Disney. We're also looking at gaming IPs. We're looking at potentially Call of Duty, Fortnite with, I think it's Jazzwares, Roblox with Jazzwares.
Animation, comic, iconic characters, digital art, music. Some examples are listed.
And already we have stuff like art, where we have Simone Legno's Tokidoki, we have comics, iconic characters as well. I believe that's also going to come up as far as athletes are concerned. Artists are going to want to be on the platform.
System and a value proposition. Why is ECOMI valuable? Here's the proposition.
VeVe is really focused on the premium top tier brands and licenses, and that incorporates the top tier artists as well.
Each some of the examples. Movies and TV. Lord of the Rings, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, Game of Thrones. Gaming, Game Workshop, Blizzard, Namco, Sega, PlayStation.
Right, so gaming, let's have a look at this real quick. Blizzard is Overwatch, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft. I think Heroes of the Storm as well, Riot Games. I know this one because I work with Riot Games a little bit for Valorant. On Valorant Hub, there's Valorant Hub, there's League of Legends, they have Wild Rift, they have Runeterra. League of Legends, I think, well, definitely being their largest IP, as it is basically the largest MOBA in the world. Then we have Capcom, we have Namco, Sega, Atari, PlayStation. And already with movies and TVs, all of this actually, I think they have licenses to. I mean, we haven't got the Marvel necessarily confirmed yet, but we have HBO, which is Game of Thrones, I believe. We have Stranger Things, that's Netflix, so I'm not sure. If we have Netflix, that is flipping huge. And I wouldn't even be surprised. If they were able to secure Disney, why wouldn't they be able to secure Netflix, you know?
Pokemon, Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy, Cartoon Network, iconic characters, Tokidoki, Hello Kitty, Monopoly, Harry Potter. Digital art and music, Tokidoki, Andy Warhol, Banksy, and album covers. If you remember, they said that it would be artists, more well-known name artists, not just any old artists.
So yeah, to start with, it will definitely be curated and specific artists. Eventually, it might become a sort of incubation platform, but the artists that are brought on board, at least to my knowledge, will continue to be handpicked.
Now, if I'm going to assume which artists we could see just from a general point of view, I would expect the following. Okay, so for one, we know that Lil Nas X did a full Roblox concert. Okay, here we are. So here is the Roblox concert. Obviously, I'm not going to turn into the music because it's going to be copyright. But as you can see, we have the Roblox characters here. This was a live concert, essentially. And of course, they had Lil Nas X walking around the Old Town Road set, it seems. People were loving it. Now, if Lil Nas X is aware and making the effort to even do something like this, where they literally will have had many millions watching this event, I think it's unlikely that we wouldn't see him get involved in new technologies like NFTs. And then other examples is Travis Scott with Fortnite. If we have a look right here real quick, Travis Scott himself obviously literally dancing in the Fortnite universe. I personally actually did take part in this, and it was absolutely jaw-dropping. There is no other gameplay experience in Fortnite like this, where you would literally be thrown into the air and you would literally, essentially, it was just like I don't even know how to explain it. It was truly crazy. Now, Travis Scott, I would imagine, had a lot of creative direction over this. That's my guess based on how Travis Scott is in general. I would be surprised again if he wouldn't be interested in being an NFT, or at least, putting out NFTs of himself. And very honestly, we can't forget about the OG person who did this first, in my opinion, as far as gaming concerts concerned. Marshmello, of course, had his own concert. It was not as deep, I would say. It wasn't as in depth, I would say, as Travis Scott, but this was done back in 2019, 2 years ago. Travis Scott came a year later, so I would guess that we're going to see Travis Scott, Marshmello, and Lil Nas X, especially if Reese is talking about having artists on there too. Then we have another Pokemon leak, again from Crypto Crayons. Let's take a look at
VeVe welcomes Toy Tokyo. I'm so honored to be involved with this new way of collecting and with our Toy Tokyo exclusive limited edition on VeVe digital collectible platform. I believe this is the beginning of the future of collecting and is truly a game changer. Lev Leverick, the founder of Toy Tokyo, this guy right here. Let's keep going. Toy Tokyo and VeVe. Here it is. That's the one I was referring to. Toy Tokyo and VeVe. At VeVe, we're super excited, not to mention privileged, to be working with such an influential figure like Lev. Lev is another Alfred Kahn. Lev is another David Yu. This is what I'm getting to. Stay with me. We look forward to offering fans and collectors alike unique collabs and variants of popular brands in the digital collectible space. Unique collabs and variants of popular brands. Now, we may get Pokemon, but in what variant?
For sure, are we going to get them in Funko Pops, or are we going to get them in totally new, different ways of being? Are we going to see like a Pokemon Go version where we're going to have like Pokemon literally running around, the house or the street or wherever, of course, you are in AR?
And then they refer to Toy Tokyo again, which means like, hey, what we can collaborate with these companies and create different kinds of variants of Pokemon is what we're talking about, right? I'm going to get right to the point. Pokemon. A lot of people want to beat around the bush with Pokemon. I mean, that's why everyone's here, right? Pokemon. Now, let's continue. Now let's go to Toy Tokyo. Okay, now does that look familiar? What?
So, of course, we already have Ghostbusters. We've seen that. So, essentially, if we've seen Ghostbusters, what else are we going to see on this screen right here? And now all we need is to see Pop Funko Pokemon essentially be animated to the point where essentially, and this is what I want to get to, looking at Pokemon Go, right? Obviously, Pokemon Go is going to be different to Pokemon NFTs, but it's still going to be very interesting to see. Pokemon Go is an AR mobile game tied to Nintendo's best-selling Pokemon franchise. Gameplay sees users encountering the eponymous creatures in real-world settings utilizing mobile GPS. Users can catch and train the Pokemon and then battle against other users, mimicking gameplay of the video game series. Now, we know that VeVe is interested in gamifying stuff. Imagine seeing an updated or a better version essentially of Pokemon Go. Obviously, it's not going to be the same thing, but let's have a look at some of the revenue for Pokemon. In the first month, it broke at $207 million. This was despite its launch being staggered. Hopefully, obviously, when Pokemon does release on VeVe, the servers will be able to cope with it. I doubt it. I think it's still going to be difficult, but regardless. Now, the thing is, this isn't just about revenue as far as I'm concerned. I think revenue is definitely a huge part, but I also really believe in ecosystem builder. I believe in having a really good adoption strategy for new users. At its peak, the game was drawing in over 250 million people per month. By December 2016, that number had fallen to less than 50 million. Now, here's the thing. Whilst it fell to less than 50 million, they have over 250 million users now. And that obviously is a huge part of running services, at least getting users onto the service so that essentially the barrier to entry has already been lowered. Essentially, more users from every single IP is only going to benefit VeVe, because every time something new comes out, there won't be that barrier to entry of, oh, I have to make an account, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, all they have to do is, once they've installed the app, obviously, and I don't know if it's going to be Pokemon or whatever it is, whether it's the other IPs that we've looked at, all these different IPs are going to bring in tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of users. Now, bear in mind, Twitter itself has like 300 million users roughly. This is literally saying that VeVe could be bigger than Twitter in a different way. That is ridiculous to me. Obviously, it's going to be in a different market or a different sort of thing, but at the end of the day, all these companies are competing for attention. And let's just think about, again, the fact that we're talking about competing with Twitter for attention. How do you think that might affect the OMI price over the next decade? I mean, I don't really have to say much more than that. I think most of you can put one and one together as to how that can affect OMI, and I'm personally obviously very excited for that, because like I say, the good thing about this price, in my opinion, for what I'm excited about, is the fact that it is tied to a platform and a service and a business that is one of the honestly most exciting businesses that I've seen in entertainment in probably part of pretty much all my life, essentially. I think a lot of people share that same feeling. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Essentially, we've looked at so many different things. So obviously, Crypto Crayons has been a massive resource for the entire VeVe community. So huge thank you to Crypto Crayons. Keep doing what you're doing, of course, if you are watching this. Quite honestly, I'm looking forward to talking about the other licenses that I think we can see very, very soon. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get as many videos out as I like to today, mainly because I slept terribly. So I had low energy up until about this point, and I finally got myself to make a video. Thanks for that. We're going to be talking about Star Trek and the importance of the license holder for that. We're going to be talking about Jurassic World soon. We're going to be talking about some Sonic stuff, all that good stuff. So if you want to be up to everything happening on that, hit that subscribe button on this channel, leave a like, it's very much appreciated. And with that being said, have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.